I want to hear your answer about Wisconsin. Was what they did in Wisconsin fair? Was that in accordance with election law?
Which part of Wisconsin? Because there's a lot of things.
When they put the ballot drop boxes all around Wisconsin, was that in accordance with the Wisconsin Constitution?
I haven't studied the Wisconsin Constitution. That's a hilarious thing to ask. But ballot drop boxes are perfectly legitimate. Republicans use them as well. In fact, right now, Donald Trump is encouraging people to vote by mail. So
Cenk gets absolutely destroyed by conservative Liz Wheeler in a crazy brand new debate, and it's gone viral for a good reason. By the way, make sure you like today's video, subscribe. I post 2 new videos every single day. Comment chunky yogurt, chunk, whatever you want to for the algorithm, and let's get right into it.
Right there, if you don't mind. You said that exposing the Marxists behind the attack on America's kids. So do you think Kamala Harris is a Marxist?
I think her policies are in line with Marxist ideology. If you look at an open borders policy, if you look at her support of Black Lives Matter, if you look at her soft on crime policies, if you look at her embrace of redistribution of wealth, a lot of that is in line with a Marxist ideology that takes private property or individual rights away from people and ostensibly gives them to the collective, but really gives them to government.
So Liz, you know Marxism is when the government takes all the private property, right? So your car, your home, your company, etc. You don't think Kamala Harris is going to do that, do you?
Well, when I analyze a politician's ideology, oftentimes, of course, they don't tell the American voter exactly where that ideology lies. But if you look at the people that Kamala Harris has hung around her entire life, or the people that she's praised, let's use the Black Lives Matter organization, for example. In 2020, we all watched the Summer of Rage after George Floyd, when Black Lives Matter rioters were torching buildings, assaulting cops. Kamala Harris posted on her X account, the tweet is actually still live for anybody interested in looking at it, encouraging the American people to go and donate to the Minnesota Freedom Fund, which is a fund to bail out violent criminals who are arrested for the assault of cops or for the arson and the vandalism, the looting, the robbery that they were committing. And that's, I mean, you can't argue that that is a position, a political position that is encouraging of law and order. That would be a political position of chaos, of anarchy. And the leaders of the Black Lives Matter movement, the founders, I mean, Patrisse Cullors, for example, Alicia Garza, they actually admit they are trained Marxists. So that is not something that I am inferring from the Black Lives Matter movement. It's something that they have said that motivates their organization, and Kamala Harris supports that. Now, I know there.
I'm sorry, I have to cut her off real quick just to let you guys know, because I care about my audience. Even though I agree with Liz Wheeler in this video, I don't really like her, to be honest. She's like one of those conservative feminists. Let me know if you want me to do a whole video exposing them. But she's come after me on Twitter, you know, X, whatever you want to call it. She's one of those girls that's like, oh my gosh, you say women shouldn't be able to vote? That's so terrible. Like, she's a conservative feminist. Again, if you want me to go further into that and like what I mean by a conservative feminist, let me know in the comments below. But in this video, I'll agree with her. Yes, you're better than chunky yogurt. Congrats, expired yogurt. Literally comment below chunky yogurt's expiration date. It's probably like 25 years ago, but let's just get back to it. Sorry for the rant.
There are a lot of people in the United States, especially during 2020, who weren't Marxists. They thought they were supporting a good cause. But unlike many conservatives, I actually don't think Kamala Harris is stupid. I don't think that she's a dumb person. I think that she is an...
See what I mean? See what I freaking mean? Then why can't she hold her own in any like speech or any talk? Why is she like a college student that just needs to fill up a word count? She's not smart. I mean, her throat is, but she's not.
Ideologue, and I think she knew exactly what she was doing when she supported not only the Summer of Rage, not only the violent rioters that were torching cities, but this organization themselves.
So rioting and bailing out rioters, terrible. I agree with you, especially the ones that are guilty and trespassing and violence, etc. So that's why you were livid about Donald Trump saying that he's going to pardon all the January 6th rioters, right?
Well, listen, I mean, if you go back to what I said after January 6th, I do not support anyone breaking the law. I don't support...
Cringe, the law sucks, I hate the government, shut up.
The people that, you know, broke windows and did things that they weren't supposed to do, but the penalty...
Okay, I guess I kind of agree with that. Like, you don't need to do that, but...
was not equal to the crime, of course. And you know this, the Supreme Court has ruled on it. You know that the terrorism enhancements for people who walked into the Capitol, or at least into the region, isn't exactly equal to walking through what they thought was an open gate, or even going into the Capitol.
Seems like you're
that's not
excusing
exactly
it, Liz.
What
it seems like you might be a little bit of a Marxist on that one.
No, I mean, I think, let's just say, inflaming the tensions around January 6th. And I think that freaks out a lot of people on the left and the right. I think you'd agree, Cenk, that that's the American government has a long history of doing that to people on both the left and the right. And we shouldn't support that, no matter what political party that we're in. But when half of the country has questions about the integrity of an election, you can sit there and you can mock them, or you can say, well, was it completely free and fair? Do people have valid points? Aside, of course, from the few people who acted too far that day.
Yeah. So look, I'm going to argue that I'm enormously consistent here. I'll leave it to the viewers to see if they agree. But here's how what I said about Black Lives Matter protesters and the January 6th protesters. And I'm not sure that there's anybody else in the country who said it about both of them.
Do you think they were treated equally?
Yeah, hold on. Let me explain. So,
no.
So the people that the overwhelming majority of the protesters in 2020 that came out to protest what happened to George Floyd were peaceful, overwhelming majority. Some people broke the law, started the fires. They should definitely be prosecuted, okay? On January 6th, actually the majority of the people who came to hear Donald Trump speak didn't go to the Capitol and didn't do anything wrong. They just came to a political speech. And so when they get lumped in with the rioters, I said that's not fair. They didn't go down and riot. So I'm consistent on both of those. And I even said about the January 6th guys, they should be prosecuted. But I'm consistent in that riots sometimes are the voice of the unheard. And the MAGA guys feel unheard because they hate the establishment so much, and the establishment never gives them a voice, and that's why they like Trump. So I get it. Nevertheless, they broke the law. The guys in 2020 that started the fires, broke the windows, broke the law, and they should be treated consistently. But you're saying supporting Black Lives Matter protesters who were peaceful and bailing out the guys who didn't do anything wrong, etc., is Marxism. But when it comes to January 6th, all of a sudden, well, we should be a little bit more lenient to rioters. That's what it seems like to me, but go ahead.
No, that's not what I said. Let me clarify what I said. I said the organizers, the founders of the Black Lives Matter movement, Patrisse Cullors and Alicia Garza, admit that they are trained Marxists. They want to abolish the nuclear family. Their own words. You can look at the video.
Is there a place where you go get trained on it? I don't know. Who does the training?
Well, you can ask them.
Okay.
You can ask them. Yeah. They're the ones that said it. We can post it on X. People might be interested in seeing it.
Yeah, I think a lot of people actually. Liz, I'm not doubting that they said it at some point. I just am amused at the absurdity of it. There's no Marxist. There's no actual Marxist in American politics. Nobody's.
Oh, are you serious, Chunky Yogurt? Come on. You're way past your expiration date here.
To get your house and your car. This is all like trying to scare people. Nobody's.
Cenk, you've been around politics long enough to take politicians at their word when they actually tell you what their strategy is.
In fact, I want to get to that next. But go ahead, finish your thought.
What's funny here is that Chunky Yogurt, Chunky Chunkster, expired yogurt here. The names just keep getting longer. It's fun. We have this inside joke between us. It's amazing. Anyways, he's like, oh, this is all fear mongering, instilling fear. It's like, okay, that's what the left does all the time. That's why they call Trump a Nazi, anyone that's right wing a Nazi, everything racist, homophobe, all the things. All the things. They call Trump literally Hitler. So, oh, you're annoyed by fear mongering? Hi. We've been dealing with that forever, so shut up. Thank you. But no, thank you.
And there was all that fire and all that arson. It's like a meme on X
but you
now.
Guys say the
because
same
it was
thing
so
about
ridiculous.
January 6th.
There's billions of dollars of damage. So it wasn't just one or two or three people that were looting all those stores and assaulting cops and burning people up. I mean, you people on the ground, the American voter, I believe they're smarter than to fall for the idea that it was just a couple of people that were engaging in violence around that time. So all of that to be said, the violent people that were doing the work of the Black Lives Matter organization, yeah, that's engaging in Marxism. And specifically to Kamala Harris bailing people out, let's talk about who the Minnesota Freedom Fund bailed out. There was a guy that was imprisoned, and because he was bailed out by this fund, he went and assaulted a woman. There was another guy that was bailed out that went on to kill someone. So this is not a harmless shoplifting, getting bailed out so he can get home in time to go to dinner in his mother's basement. These are violent criminals who went on to hurt other people. I would think you'd have a problem with that. I certainly do, and I know a lot of our viewers
But I
will
just
too.
told you that I had a problem with the people who committed the crimes. But you told me the January 6th guys were mostly tourists. Or to be fair to you, you didn't say that. I think Tucker Carlson did. So like I'm just pointing out the obvious double standard. But let me go to the next thing that you mentioned.
No, I mean, I said it didn't fit the crime. This is my question. Jacob Chansley, who is the guy that people call QAnon shaman. Do you think if he had not been apprehended that he would have gone on to overthrow the seat of American government? Like, what do you think would have happened to that? What do you think he would have done if he wasn't
And actually, Liz, I mean, I want to get back to the idea of Kamala Harris being an ideologue and believing politics.
We're cutting this off now because I can't stand to hear this debate for another second. Let me know what you thought in the comments below. And as always, if you watch this until the end, comment an orange heart. Thank you. You guys boost my videos in their algorithm. I can't say the word. You guys are the best. Bye.